line diagram of thermal power station. Here this is the line diagram of thermal power station. So in this power station, the coal from coal storage plant is taken into the boiler by the coal handling plant, where the coal is converted into powder form. So this coal is burned in this boiler. That means it produces heat. Now due to this heat, the whatever waters in this boiler, it is converted into steam. So the whatever the steam comes out from the boiler, it is waste steam. That means the water particles still present in the steam. So this waste steam is passing through this superheater, where this waste steam is superheated by the flue gases which is produced by this boiler. That means this waste steam is converted into dry steam. So whatever water particles present in this steam, it is eliminated or it is removed by these flue gases, and we will get dry steam. Now this steam is used to rotate this turbine. That means the turbine is rotated by this dry steam. Now one alternator, here you can see one alternator is connected, mechanically coupled with this turbine. So your alternator is rotated. That means alternator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Here this turbine converts mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy is applied to this alternator, which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So here we can say one exciter is connected with this alternator. This is exciter, it is nothing but it is a one types of DC generator which produce DC supply or DC voltage. So what is the requirement of this exciter? Because these alternators require DC supply for the field winding to produce magnetic field. So we don't require any external DC source, because we are connecting exciter on the same shaft of alternator, so which produce DC supply, and this DC supply is applied to the field winding of alternator, which produce magnetic field in the alternator. Now, so whatever the voltage or power produced by this alternator, it is step up with the help of this step up transformer, which is located in the substation, nearer substation in the power station. Now this AC power is fed to this transmission line with the help of isolator and the circuit breaker. Now, so whatever coal is burned in this boiler, due to this some ash is produced in this boiler furnace. So now it is stored in the outer area with the help of this ash handling plant. It is also most important. Here we can say that whatever flue gases come out from this boiler, flue gases produced by this boiler having some temperature or some heat. So to get this heat, that means whatever heat present in these flue gases, it is again taken out. For that we are passing these flue gases first from superheater, which converts dry steam, wet steam into dry steam. So that means whatever heat is produced in these flue gases it is excited by this wet steam, and it is converted into dry steam. Now then this flue gases is passing through this economizer, because in econo whatever the waters is required for the boiler, it is passing through this economizer. So here whatever feed waters required for this boiler, it is passing through this economizer, and this water is extracted heat from the flue gases. That means these flue gases increase the temperature of this water, feed water, which is required to the boiler. Now then flue gases is passing through this air preheater. Here you can see air preheater. So whatever the air is required for the boiler, it is produced by this forced draft fan. So whatever forced air required for this boiler, it is first passing through this air preheater. So due to this, the heat available in these flue gases, it is exerted by this air and it is heated. Now this heated air is applied to this, or it is given to this boiler. Now here you can see one ID fan, induced draft fan. It is placed at the base of this chimney. So whatever flue gas is remaining after this air preheater, it is extracted by this induced fan. It is extracted by induced fan, and it is passing through this upper portion of this chimney. So flue gases flow from bottom to top of the chimney. Now, so some ash particles still present in these flue gases. If we let these flue gases into atmosphere, due to these ash particles which is present in the flue gases, it will affect the human being. So it is required to remove the ash particles in these flue gases before let into atmosphere. It is removed, and for that electrostatic precipitator is used. So whatever flue gases come out from this air preheater, it is passing through this electrostatic precipitator, which removes the ash particle present in the flue gases. So it is most important function. Now whatever the steams comes out, do some work, that means it rotates the turbine. After remaining the steam, it is not let into the atmosphere, but it is passing through this condenser at less than atmospheric pressure. So in condenser, whatever your steam comes out from the turbine, it is condensate. That means this steam is converted into water. It is called condensate. So steam is passing through this condenser. With the help of the cooling waters, it is converted into water. So it is most important. And the waters we are using to condensate this steam, it is circulating time. So due to this circulating cooling water, our steam is converted into water again. That's why it is called condensate. Now condensate, here we are using condensate extracted pump. Condensate extracted pump. So it is condensate extracted pump here. So this condensate extracted pump, feed water is passing through this with the help of this condensate extracted pump, feed water is passing through this heater. So now with the help of this feed water pump, the water is passing through this economizer and it is taken into water drum which is available in the boiler. Now next, if the sufficient amount of water is available in the river during the whole years, so in that days we are taking, remember, we are taking the water from the river for the condenser. That means with the help of the pump, we are circulating the water in the tube of this condenser, which is used to convert steam into water. So now whatever waters come out from this condenser, it is heated. Now this heated water is let into this river. If the water is available in the river throughout the year, but if the sufficient water is not available in the river, that time we are using cooling tower. So whatever heated steam is come out from this condenser, it is passing through this cooling tower. So in cooling tower, your heated water is converted into cooled water. That means it is used for cooling purpose. So and whatever the cooled water, it is again used in the condenser with the help of this circulating water pump. Now to whatever the waters require, that means whatever the makeup waters require for this boiler, which is used to convert into steam. So now it is taken from the river with the help of water treatment plant or water treatment chamber. Now that means we are in this plant, we are removing some impurities. Now then we are taking this water, whatever the output of this water treatment chamber or plant, this water is taken into the boiler with the help of boiler feed pump. So and this water is passing through this economizer, and then it is stored in the water drum available in this boiler. So this is the line diagram of the thermal power station.